What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Hoarcrux, and boy, do we have some drama-filled video for you guys today, and I'm personally involved in this one, so sit tight, go grab you some popcorn, and let's hop into it.
No, I don't think we ever landed on the moon.
Wait, really?
I really don't think we did, because
I think I'm gonna punch a baby in the trachea. I really am.
That man was Hoarcrux, and this is the story of ESO's most toxic YouTuber. We need to go a couple years back in time where, for quite some time, Hoarcrux had been having petty little jabs at Godzilla. This was things like the only reason he gets views is because of his thumbnails, he only plays meta builds, and all his builds are toxic for the community. Just stupid things like that.
Don't be talking about Godzilla like that. He is a little egotistical, and he stopped playing DK. He says DK is his baby, but he stopped playing it because there's nothing broken about it. He just wants to play easy cheese classes. To each their own, okay?
True for a lot of other content creators, right? So I don't want to put super toxic proc builds out there. Godzilla ESO, but
Now, Godzilla had stayed pretty quiet on this matter. He didn't want to shine a light on the pimple that was forming in the ESO community. But Hoarcrux had different plans. He was going to force everyone's hand. He was going to force people to talk about him. And this started when he was clacking away at his keyboard and he found something. Something huge. Information that could set the ESO community on fire. You would think with this kind of information, you would want to fact check it. You would make sure you are correct before falsely accusing so many people. But no, he didn't do any of that. And this video dropped.
and that's kind of what I did. I looked up most of the big content creators for the Elder Scrolls Online, and guys, literally 90% of all of these content creators are consistently buying subs each and every single month, and you are going to be surprised. I want to try to not expose anyone in this video.
You heard that right. That's Hoarcrux accusing 90% of the ESO YouTube community of buying subs every single month. And you may be thinking, with this explosive news, what was his evidence? What was the facts that led him to this conclusion? A graph. That was his evidence. His graph didn't look like other people's graphs. That's all it was, his whole evidence. Don't get me wrong, graphs are very useful if you understand them. And that's where he didn't. He did not understand the way the website gathered the data and the way it showed the data. Because if he did, this video would have never seen the light. It would have never been made. But he didn't take the literal seconds it would have took to fact check his information. That's how thirsty he was to expose everyone else. This is how quick he was to step on the back of other people. Now, probably the biggest name mentioned in this video was Deltia's Gaming, and this is kind of sad because Hoarcrux was live streaming with him 2 days before this video. So he had the ability to reach out and ask him, but he didn't. He just proceeded to stab him in the back. The next clip is really going to demonstrate the lack of self-awareness that Hoarcrux has. He is sitting there waiting for Godzilla's video to go live, the video that Godzilla was forced to make because of the actions of Hoarcrux, when he says this.
But I just want you guys to know that when you directly attack another YouTuber, that doesn't bode well for your channel. That's how you know you've stooped down to the lowest you can possibly go.
Now, you may think he's having some self-reflection, but no. He is expecting and thinking that Godzilla's channel will go down the drain because of this video. Even though Hoarcrux just exposed 90% of the YouTube community with zero evidence, he still thinks Godzilla is in the wrong here. Hoarcrux took the video down the same day, but the damage was done. The community was mad, and people that were staying quiet about him couldn't stay quiet any longer. And this brings us up to Godzilla's exposed video on Hoarcrux. And I think there's a really important clip I want to play here. And this was before. This is while Hoarcrux is waiting to see the exposed video. He says this.
It's important to work together. I wish Zilla would have messaged me beforehand and be like, hey, yo, did you mean what you said in this video before I posted this? You know?
Now, the funny thing is, if he'd just took his own advice and did what he expected others to do, none of this would have happened. And the fact that Hoarcrux can't see that and still to this day can't see that is just crazy. The time had come for Hoarcrux to watch Godzilla's video. And this whole video was pretty much just Godzilla saying, leave my name out of your mouth. I don't want anything to do with you, so just leave me alone.
With that being said, however, this video's purpose is to say, leave me alone and keep my name out of your mouth. You are a typical clout chaser.
And Hoarcrux took this video very well. He said that he was expecting more from it and that it was really a nothing video.
So, that was the exposure video, boys. Is that it? That's it? I mean, I don't know, man. That was a letdown. I expected more. But for someone who literally stalks my channel 24/7 and that's all the negatives he had to say, it's pretty good.
Which is kind of funny when you know what's going to happen next. The next day, Hoarcrux had a decision to make. Does he continue down the path of evil? Or does he turn around and decide to do the right thing? Well, to the surprise of no one, he decides to continue down the path of evil. And he copyright strikes Godzilla's video. The video that he wasn't concerned about. The video that didn't bother him. And this all happened because the narrative he was pushing had changed on him. He was losing subscribers, he was backed into a corner, and he was powerless. So he lashed out and copyright striked the video. Now, to be clear, he had zero right to do this, and he even knew himself that he didn't have the right to do it. Someone asked him during the live stream if Godzilla had the right to use his footage, and this was his answer.
Hey, you don't have to ask for permission. It's a creative rights clause in YouTube. Yeah, he can use whatever he wants.
So he knew the actions he was making were wrong, but continued anyway. Now, you may think Hoarcrux has stooped as low as he could possibly get, but no, trust me guys, Hoarcrux is next level when it comes to this stuff. So after falsely copyright striking his video, he then proceeded to use the information gained by that to dox Godzilla.
Because I saw that post and I was like, no way, man. Because, and you know, other people were like, no way, this guy dox Godzilla. And it's still there. You know, I'm just like.
Now, doxing another content creator is way up on there on the list of things you do not do. And it is actually disgusting. People have lost their lives because of this kind of stuff. And Hoarcrux did not even bat an eye. He was not concerned about anyone but himself. Even when it was called out and people said to him how toxic this is, he left it up on his YouTube channel. This is a truly evil person we're dealing with here. This isn't just one mistake he made. He went down a road of mistakes, speeding the whole way there. Alright, I think it's worth slowing down here just for a second to talk about how Hoarcrux moderates his YouTube channel and his social media. He is very heavy-handed when it comes to deleting comments and even going as far as shadow banning people, which means their comments can never be seen no matter how many times they leave a comment. No one is ever going to see them. Now, this is a personal choice, each creator to their own on how they moderate their channel. Generally, I don't delete any comments as a rule of thumb, but other people are a lot more willing to spend the time to delete comments. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can lead you down a dangerous road where you start ignoring all the negativity and the constructive criticism about your work and about your actions, and you end up in an echo chamber where you only have people that are agreeing with you. So when you do make a mistake, there's no one there to bring you back down to earth. If you make a mistake and people call you out for it, it's them just not liking you, or it's just them being toxic. It's not really you making a mistake. And I think this mindset has affected Hoarcrux in a pretty big way. He's got himself stuck in a massive echo chamber where he's only hearing positive things, and it's very hard for him to actually see when he does something wrong. I just thought it was worth mentioning because I think it's an important part of why Hoarcrux is the way he is. For the next part of this video, we're going to have a look into the charity situation and how Hoarcrux making a statement like this.
They are essentially stealing from children in need.
So hearing a statement like that, you would probably be thinking that Zos has done something pretty crazy here. Stealing from children in need is a pretty big accusation to make. So hopefully, Zos has done something here. So you may be asking, what was it? They didn't put his name on a list. That's all ZeniMax did here. They didn't steal from needy children. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just Hoarcrux thinking the whole world evolves around him and he should have been on that list, so therefore it's a personal attack on him, and somehow you get to Zos stealing from children in need. It is mental gymnastics at their best. The dude should join the Special Olympics, because he would win gold. Now, to be clear, this was Zos promoting their stream team members, and Hoarcrux is not part of the stream team. So a normal person wouldn't expect to be on that list. But once again, we're not dealing with a normal person here. And lastly, he calls for the ZeniMax employee that made the decision to not put his name on the list to be fired.
As whoever made this decision, I don't think you should have your job.
And to be clear, this isn't even a decision they would have made. They were promoting stream team members, not some random guy on the internet. So he expects someone to lose their livelihood over a decision they didn't even make. All right, we're going to talk about what probably comes to mind first when you hear the name Hoarcrux other than fuckwit, and that is exploiting. Now, the first example of this I'm going to show is when Hoarcrux beat Explanicide in a duel. Hoarcrux got one. He finally won a duel. And you may think that this doesn't really mean anything, does it? Like, it's just a one duel. No, it means the world to Hoarcrux. So he goes and makes a full-on expose video on Explanicide where he just pulls himself off for 4 minutes long and says how bad Explanicide is at the game and how good he is. And
So Explanicide, if you're watching, na boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. I'm better than you.
The problem is he was using an exploit at the time, a pretty strong one. This was the double enchant bug that let you stack double enchant, so you can see how that is really strong on your jewelry. You're getting a lot more weapon damage, a lot more sustain. So he's doing this while he is dueling Explanicide. He knows this, but still he posts a full-on exposed video. So not long after that, Hoarcrux was permabanned for the 4th time. Now, I think this is where ZeniMax should have left it. He's out here using exploits, he's sharing exploits, he's generally just not been very good for the community. But he requested a phone call with ZeniMax, and they did. They gave him a phone call, and that's what we're going to discuss next. Now, I had to come back and re-record this part of the video because Hoarcrux had stated previously that his phone didn't record the conversation.
Call. I spoke about everything. I wasn't able to record it because I hit record conversation on my phone. Apparently when you have it on speakerphone, it doesn't record the conversation. I didn't do that. So
Now, I was pretty confident that Hoarcrux was lying in that clip, and he did have the full audio conversation saved, but I had no proof to kind of back that up. That was until today, when Hoarcrux uploaded a new video with more of the audio from that conversation.
That I had with some of the senior devs here at ZeniMax, and I'm gonna go ahead and let Boy Beasley take it away.
So if we fire a customer, not only do we shut down your ESO account because that's what you're playing, we then proactively attempt to stop you from ever playing an online Bethesda, or here's the kicker, online Microsoft game again. After our acquisition, we've joined forces with the Xbox enforcement team and we're every day improving the processes where we find bad actors in game A, and in some cases where we consider the behavior egregious, we'll attempt to block them from the entire Xbox online ecosystem forever.
For sure.
And there are a whole bunch of new technologies coming online that are online in various phases that make that easier and easier for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With AI, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so in your case, I'm seeing, okay, wait a minute. Here's a customer that appears to be trying to do what he thinks is honorable. He's flagging out some problems for dev. He's flagging out some things that seem reasonable for discussion to you. And because those complaints about your behavior are coming in through development or coming in from community, we didn't have those. So you haven't seen or heard our standard, hand slap warning email about don't do behavior A, B, and C.
Now, the keen eyed among you may have noticed the fact that Hoarcrux was on loudspeaker during that video, so it proves he was lying in that previous statement about the phone call. The other big takeaway from this clip is the fact that ZeniMax did warn him that if he continued down this road, he wouldn't just be banned from ESO, he would be fired as a customer if he continued this way. And it's kind of crazy to think that, and you may think this would be enough for Hoarcrux to kind of settle down and stop doing what he was doing, because he was unbanned after this phone call. They gave him another chance. Brings us to not even a week later, after the phone call where Hoarcrux said he wouldn't use or share exploits again, he goes live to his paid members sharing an exploit. This leads to him getting banned for the 5th time. Now, he's not happy about this. He posts a video where he explains his side of the story, where he was trying to do this in a responsible manner, where he would share it to his paid members and they could report it, and everyone watching the stream can report it, and Zos may fix it, and it wasn't me sharing the exploit because I wanted to make money off people that had to pay to see it. No, it was me trying to better the community. It was me trying to make this game better for everyone.
Working unintended, and then you could quadruple stack Clever Alchemist. I showed that specifically to my community members to minimize the fallout. I want to keep it low key, and I also encourage all my community members to go submit the bug post to properly have it looked at and addressed.
The problem, the fundamental problem with that argument is the fact that that YouTube member stream that was only for members went live on his channel. So everyone could see it. So we could go fact check what he was saying and compare what he's saying to what was actually said during the live stream. And spoiler alert, he's lying. He's lying. Of course he's lying.
You gotta stop lying. Not lying to other people, obviously that's bad, but you gotta stop lying to yourself.
He not only did he not do what he said he did the complete opposite. He told his paid members to not report this and not to tell people because barely anyone knows about it. Let's keep this our secret.
I know I can't make you guys not talk about this, but I promise you, if this gets mentioned anywhere, this will get addressed and fixed. And I don't want it to get fixed because I like having fun. Are some people going to abuse this? Probably. But that's really not our problem. So this is a build specifically for my community.
Like, come on, dude. Like, the video's on your fucking YouTube channel. At least delete it. Alright, I want to talk about this bug just so you guys can understand how utterly insane it is. Because this is probably the strongest bug I've seen in the game besides old cheat engine. And fundamentally, what it allowed you to do was have a 2-second potion cooldown.
I can pop another potion. I use an ability, look, I can pop another potion. Look, I use one ability, I can pop another potion. Look, I can pop another potion. There's 3 stacks of Clever Alchemist.
Now, this in itself is insane because you could never be CC'd. You could have lingering pots, heroism pots, speed pots, all stacking on top of each other, or you could cloak like a Nightblade every 2 seconds with invis pots. You could do all of that on top of having up to 4 clever outprocs. This doesn't make you invincible, but this is one of the closest things to invincibility you're going to get in this game. This is stronger from Emperor by a lot. Emperor is nothing compared to this. And Hoarcrux dies a lot. A lot. And it's kind of funny to see someone struggle so hard while using one of the strongest, brokenest bugs in the game. So this brings us up to pretty much current day. Where is Hoarcrux and what he's up to? So he posted a video explaining his ban, and he also mentioned his plans going forward. Now, a lot of people have been in his situation before where they're permabanned from the game. They go away for a few months, they come back and they get a new account and they behave themselves because they've learnt their lesson. But no, Hoarcrux is not a normal person. And he said in the exact same video where he said he wants to create a new account, he also said he's going to continue to share exploits. He's going to continue to do the things that got him banned in the first place.
Okay, now going forward though, since we are technically permabanned, there's nothing really holding me back from talking about any bugs or exploits.
And after this video went live, he lost his Xbox account.
Let's accept our TOS. All right. Also, well, boys, it seems they've went across the board above and beyond and also banned the console account.
And he was also fired as a customer. Now, this may sound strange to people because it's not something that comes up very often. You have to be a very toxic person and have a very long track record of not being good for the community for a company to straight out fire you as a customer. And for Hoarcrux, this is really bad news because Microsoft owns ZOS and Bethesda, but they also own a lot of things. So he could potentially be banned from every Microsoft game and product. I don't know how far they'll go in enforcing this, but it is very kind of funny to think about. He made his bed and now he has to lay in it. And to Hoarcrux that's watching this video, I know you won't listen to me, but maybe you'll listen to yourself. So here, take some of your own advice.
Own up to your mistakes. That is the best thing you can do, is to be relatable to your audience. Admit when you are wrong. There is no shame when you admit that you are wrong. Admitting you're wrong makes you human. It makes you more relatable, and that's what you strive for on YouTube. Please guys, if you were wrong, just admit you're wrong, move on, learn from it. If you do not learn from it and you try to hide behind it, that's when you fail as a creator. You gotta stop lying. Not lying to other people, obviously that's bad, but you gotta stop lying to yourself.
And secondly, if you think about copyright striking this video like you have in the past, I'm telling you right now, I will fight it. I will take you to court if that's what it takes. So don't do it.
I think I'm gonna punch a baby in the trachea. I really am.
They really hone in on that person. I'm not actually having a kid. I did lie. I'm not actually having a kid, okay.
No, I don't think we ever landed on the moon. Like,
Wait, really?
I really don't think we did, because
You don't think
this
we
is
landed
how
on the
many
moon?
years later, and we're still prepping to maybe land on the moon. You know, you're telling me we had this technology.
I can't tell if you're trolling or not.
No, you're being real.
Honestly, don't
or
think we did. I swear to God, I don't think we did.
you don't think we were landed on the moon
I don't think we landed on the moon.
ever?
No, I think it's a whole. Well, I don't think we have boots on the moon. I think we've landed devices on the moon. I think it's a whole conspiracy theory because the government's just trying to, whose dick is bigger? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all in this together. We're all gonna fake this together.
And now to the viewers. Don't be sending hate his way, guys. He's just not worth the energy. Just treat this video as the final nail in the coffin in regards to Hoarcrux. And we as a community can move on. We're better than he will ever be, and we are stronger without him. So just remember that. And also, if you made it this far, I would muchly appreciate a sub. This video has been mentally draining in so many ways and has taken over 100 hours, which now me saying that out loud, it's crazy. But I wanted to do something that Hoarcrux doesn't do, and I wanted to fact check everything. And that kind of stuff takes time. But as always, guys, have fun. I love yous. Peace.
This is something I just had to get off my chest, and it was well deserved. How I started my channel, this is hard, because the Elder Scrolls Online to me is like a high school girlfriend. And yeah, the honeymoon phase is awesome. You're having a good time at the beginning, but as you get older, you know, you tend to grow apart. Your ideals change, and that's what has happened here. I've tried to stay on the straight and narrow and support my partner, ESO, but me playing the Elder Scrolls Online, it's not going to happen, and it's probably not going to happen again for a very, very long time, guys.